Okay, Chris, so we look at these setups, okay? Both very, very good. All I would suggest in terms of grip pressure, a little bit looser. At times you do squeeze on for dear life, okay? But as I said, from the first thing we saw there, we're looking on this left-hand one there, there were some issues there in terms of your balance and your weight going forward, okay? If we can just focus on, in terms of takeaway, you turning into that right hip a little bit more. If we watch this is your before thing, by the way, sorry. As you start going forward, you see your head kind of moving through the old ball flight line there. As you go down, so you're getting nearer the ball, the weight's now tipping onto your toes. At this point here now, you can see as you start coming down, your right heel starts lifting and basically your knee goes towards the golf ball. And just before impact here now, you can see how much your right knee is going to go in this way, quite tucked up there and so on. Quite a lot of separation there with your knees as your left hip's trying to pop out of the way and just trying to get your own space. As we then swing through, watch your left, look at your left toes now, left foot, poor left foot's trying to grip on for dear life, and you can see the balance there looks a little bit, and the ball's just gone exit right, okay, so if we just go back to those positions there, we can sort of showcase the sort of changes there. So there we go. So this is kind of the key one here now, sort of the knee going forward and the hip sort of popping underneath to try and rebalance yourself. So this sort of sensation now, okay, as you go back, working that club up the sort of shaft plane, I know we said before, nicely, right hip turning now as you go back, okay, top of the backswing, you're into your right side there, nicely, okay. Now as we start coming down, okay, arms are starting to drop down here now, just before impact here now, look how much quieter your knees are there, okay, the right foot coming from a better path, okay, as we then twist through, look at your left foot now. Just a little skid there, but at least from there, for the most part, that knee can now kind of move around this way. So the knees are together rather than the knee kind of going out there and separating quite a lot, okay? Then as we swing through now into balance, look how more balanced you are through the ball there. And the ball then literally stripping down the line there, dead centre. Okay, with a very good, and if you're watching kind of full motion, there's not really much wobble going on there with your swing. If you look at the left foot doesn't seem to be doing that much, just sort of spins around a little, which is fine, okay? That's okay. You watch your left foot on this one, okay? It's on its tiptoe. Just trying to grip, and you can see that doesn't look comfortable there on your tiptoes there, okay? It's put a lot more stress on your ankles and that kind of stuff. And again, your balance there, if you watch this kind of in motion sort of speed there now, bit of a wobble, ball's gone right.
Comes down.
Yeah, there's not really sort of it doesn't look a control move. I think even the first one, it even went further left. I think you lost a bit of balance. This one here now, knees firing forward there, and you swing through now, foot reacting, and then trying to sort of save it, okay? So if we can just get your base to be a bit more solid, okay, now with this movement, obviously with the right hip turning back, okay, it can obviously move back here a little bit, okay? If it moves a little bit too quickly, too aggressively, so we don't want to see is kind of the right hip kind of going and pulling back here, okay? It's only moving as your torso is kind of moving it around. So the chest, the torso takes it away. This hip's going to follow, okay? We don't want to try and get too kind of like...
So it's sort of it's almost like when this can't move anymore.
It's a wind, exactly, yeah. So the chest kind of takes it back with the arms and the shoulders, and the hips then kind of get engaged as you kind of get back here and just keep going with it, okay? What you had in the past was you sort of get to here, so where you were doing this, the hips wouldn't move at all, and then they had to go somewhere, and you just sort of start going up as the club started rising up, so your weight would get on your tiptoes there a bit too much, to be said. And then when you got to that position at the top of the backswing, okay, your recovery to that, okay, once you've got to kind of here now, your recovery is 5 hips forward, which then bent the right knee going out this way, the hip going underneath. So if your weight now at the top of the backswing is here on your toes and your head's kind of gone forward a good few inches, what you'll do to recover now is this hip will kind of tuck underneath, this knee will go forward, and your head starts going back kind of up out the shot. You lose your posture, and so on, the knee firing forward, the hip's trying to save it, and then your balance now is just being affected by all different movements, and your poor left foot's trying to like grip along for dear life. Now if you think about it, Chris, if you're losing balance on a flat mat there, you add the elements of wind, slope, a longer club. If you're losing balance with a 9-iron or a wedge, it's going to be really tough, and this is why probably your driver, which would be something we'll work up towards, we said, it's going to be a nightmare, because if the lower half's not supporting that swing, when you're here now, that movement there, the knees moving more towards each other, okay, the balance there is better. You can push that left leg out, and you finish nicely in balance.
Just like that, look how closed I am.
Oh,
it's like it's hunched.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, the thing is, you're going to look hunched because obviously the hips have gone forward, the head's gone. It's all like you say. If I'm here now, if this hip turns back out of the way, looking down the line, sorry, the hip turns out of the way, I can now do this, maintain my posture. If I'm going here and the hips then fire forward the knee, that's what you're going to look like, isn't it? So people always lose their posture. I've seen guys in the past, oh yeah, I keep early extending, moving my hips forward. I said, okay, well why? Early extension or the hips going forward are generally a symptom of something going on in the backswing and you having to do that. Very few golfers turn back to the top of the backswing perfectly and just go and fire hips forward. It just wouldn't make any sense, okay? No. But if you get to the top of the backswing and you go like mayday, 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 we're losing balance, hang on, we'll recover that by pivoting the top half backwards so the hips fire forward. There's your recovery. And you got pretty good at doing that, but it required a lot of timing. 15 shots on a driving range, I've got it now, boys. It's great. Go on the golf course, first thing of the day, where's it going to go? More often to the right there. And if you feel yourself losing balance there when you're going through that left foot, I mean, literally only tip it on that left foot, it just looks painful in some way, then it sort of just comes out at the end to try and recover the ankle, but yeah, by that time the damage has been done, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, does that kind of make sense then when we're sort of going? So we'll start a few more longer. I think you said 6 or 7 was like a no-no club. Good stuff. Well done, mate. Very good.